Hello, I welcome all in this video tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about the code optimization in compiler design. So, code optimization, it is the phase present in the synthesis phase, or it is present at the back end of compiler phases. So, first of all, understand what is the code optimization. So, code optimization is a process through which we enhance the performance of code. In a shorter way, we can call we are making actually improvement in the existing code. So this code is like intermediate code, and we are going to make certain enhancement or certain improvement in such code. So what are these enhancement or improvements? These are nothing but about the reduction of unnecessary lines, or elimination of some variables, elimination of some expressions that are no longer needed in the program. So with the code optimization, what we are going to achieve, we are making our intermediate code that will get converted into machine code by consuming very less number of resources. So with code optimization, we will transform our intermediate code into machine code through consumption of very limited or very few resources. Which are the resources? It can be CPU, it can be memory, or it can be power consumption also. So the major requirements where the code optimization techniques are focusing on are nothing but the program execution time should be higher, should be improved. Then the less memory requirement, that means the storage allocation or register allocation should be as less as possible and in an efficient way. And lastly, the power consumption. So these are the main areas where code optimization technique is focusing on. Now with optimizing compiler is a compiler which will minimize or maximize some of the attributes. Now the term optimization means minimizing or maximizing, so it depends on the situation. At what point we need to minimize certain attributes, and at what point we need to maximize certain attributes. This decision is taken by such optimized compiler, because there are some situations where you need to minimize some attributes, or you need to maximize some of the attributes. But keep in mind, the main focus is on like improving programs execution time and reducing the memory requirement and power consumption. So these are the main areas. So on what basis the code optimization is done? So I have already mentioned these points, that we will eliminate the unwanted code lines. Sometimes it is called as dead code. Dead code means what? That code or that statement is not live. It is not subsequently used in the given source program. So such code lines or such expressions, such statements are called as dead code. Or we can optimize the given code by rearranging the statements. That means the execution sequence can be changed so that the less amount of time will be required for the execution. So these are certain ways. We will see in detail in what way code optimization is achieved. Now let us understand what objectives these code optimizers or code optimization technique should have. The optimization must be correct, and it should not change the meaning of program. This is the first objective. So you are optimizing code and you are changing the meaning of code, that will not do, that will not be a correct way to perform the optimization. So meaning of code should remain intact, should remain unchanged. Then with the optimization, the speed and performance of the program has to be increased. So we will see how speed and performance will be increased. The compilation time should be reasonable one. That means it should not take the much more time to compile after optimization than the time taken by the source program. The optimization process should not delay the overall compiling process. That means all linking and loading activities has to be done in a reasonable amount of time, in a short amount of time. So these are certain objectives that optimization process has. Now when to optimize? So the optimization is done at the end of code development, because with optimization we are removing some of the lines, we are removing some of the statements, we may remove some of the variables. So that will ultimately results in losing the readability of a code, because programmer is writing the code by keeping some assumptions, by following certain programming etiquettes. So with code optimization, all such redeclaration or the common output generating statements are basically eliminated by the optimization techniques. So the readability gets lost because of the optimization, and sometimes the optimizer adds its own code. That means the programmer has written 3 lines. Instead of that, optimizer uses only 1 line that will replace those 3 lines. So the code will get changed. Hence the optimization, it is targeted only after the development stage is completed. That means once code is completed, then only optimization gets started. So this is the way. And at what level we can have the optimization? It can be local optimization, local blocks, or it can be global block optimization. We can perform the optimization at compile time as well as at run time. Also at the assembly time the optimization can be performed. So talking about advantages, obviously optimization gives you more advantages, the code executed very faster, it utilizes the memory very efficiently, and it gives the better performance. So this is the these are the objectives, or this is what the main concern of the optimizer or the code optimization, that the code should give the better performance, and it should take the efficient memory, reasonable amount of memory, and the execution should be faster one. So there are certain types of optimization. Also we are going to look this topic, peephole optimization, in a very detailed way in my next video tutorial. So peephole optimization is what? Peephole is nothing but a small window, sliding window we can say. So we all have these sliding windows at our home. So with sliding window, as and when needed, we simply open the window and we see the outside world. So the same technique is used here. With peephole, we are simply looking at the code and just observes what can be replaced by the single instruction, or what statement block can be replaced by the single instruction, or some shorter sequence of instruction. That means short code can be used to replace the long code. So this is done with the help of peephole optimization. An example of peephole optimization can be, let us multiply a value by 2. So the multiplication operator is having high strength, and it is the complex operation, we all know. So how we can do this? We can simply add the same number into it, because addition operator is less heavier than the multiplication, and it will be performed in an easier way than the multiplication. This is the one way. Or if we talk in terms of byte operations, so we can simply perform the left shift operation on the given number, so that we can get the its double value or multiplied value. So these are some of the ways that can be used as an optimization technique, and this is done in the peephole optimization. We will look into this topic in a more detailed way in the next video tutorial. So this is one of the way of optimization. Also we can make the optimization at loop level. So the at loop level, what basically we are going to do? So a technique used as loop invariant code motion. That means by running that loop, if we get same output again and again, so it is called as loop invariant code motion, or code movement, that is alternate term. So some of these statements are not necessarily required in the loop, that will consume the memory. That means the statement is not affecting the loop construct or loop logic. Still that statement is present, and once loop is executed, that statement also gets executed, and once it is executed, its memory is replaced by the same value again and again without having any effect on the other statements in the loop. So we can optimize such loop, and in a shorter time we can execute the loop without introducing or without keeping unnecessary statements inside the loop. So these are some of the ways to optimize the code. One is peephole optimization, second one is loop optimization. Now we will look at the types of code optimization. So these code optimizers basically target at the abstract programming concepts such as loops, objects, and the structures, what programming structures we have used in the code. And sometimes they are like they're working, there is optimization process, it is depending on the target machine. That means whether that what is the architecture of that target machine. Based on that architecture, we need to consider its architecture principle, we need to consider the use of registers, we need to consider what memory requirements, what instruction cycle that optimizer has to use. So there are a lot of concerns when we have dependent machines, whereas in case of independent machine optimization, no such concerns are there. So directly the optimization process starts, it goes through various phases, it applies at different areas of the program and perform the optimization. So broadly we can classify these code optimizations into two types, that is machine independent and machine dependent. Also machine independent will be discussed in the next video. So what is machine independent? Just try and understand the concept first. So code optimization phase, it will try to improve the intermediate code to get better and better, or the improved code as an output. So while performing optimization, the intermediate code is transferred or transformed into its target code, but without involving any CPU registers or the memory location. That means without considering machine level architectures or machine level constructs, it will transform that IC intermediate code into the target code. So that is the main theme of the independent optimization. Exactly opposite we have in the machine dependent optimization. Here the target code is generated from the intermediate code, but the total conversion, total transformation, it depends on the target machine architecture, because the optimizer need to involve different CPU registers or the memory references or the relative addresses. So these are the concerns that should be taken into account while converting the code into target code. So this is what the machine dependent optimization. So I hope you understood the difference between machine independent and machine dependent optimization. Now we will switch to the next very important part. What are the different code optimization techniques? And these techniques are further used in machine independent architecture and machine dependent architecture. So but the techniques remains common. So this is the 5 techniques I have presented here. The first one is compile time evaluation, which is further divided into 2 subtypes, constant folding and constant propagation. Then second one is common sub expression elimination, or it is also called as variable propagation. Next is a dead code elimination. Next is code movement or code motion, and the fifth one, that is strength reduction or induction variable. So I have mentioned both the names because in the different literature the different names are used, so don't get confused, the meaning remains same. Let us start with the compile time evaluation. So the name of technique itself explains what it will be. So compile time evaluation means certain decisions are taken at the compile time only. That means what expression we need to evaluate and which result should be presented or which result should be computed, that will be used directly while running the code. So let us take an example. A equal to 2 into 22/7, this is pi value into r. So the entire expression is computed well before like execution of code. So at compile time only this result is computed and it is assigned to A, so that the while running the code directly A value can be obtained. So this is called as compile time evaluation. So in this way the computation time is saved. Whereas if you see in the second example, x equal to 12.4 and y equal to x divided by 2.3. So two expressions are there, two statements are there. Instead of going one after the other, what compiler does? Compiler directly evaluates this x divided by 2.3 as 12.4 divided by 2.3. So y value is obtained at the compile time only. So the optimizer is not waiting for running the code. It simply compute these values at the compile time only, when compilation and syntax checking is going on. So two types are there in the compile time evaluation. One is called as constant folding and second one is called as constant propagation. So what we have in the constant folding? So in the constant folding, we basically folds the constants. That means the expression which contains some of operands having constant value, those are evaluated at the compile time. So the constants, their value, it is computed, evaluated at the compile time only. So well before time we are having some result in hand, and these computed value will be replaced at their respective position. This is the concept in the constant folding. So 22 by 7, it is computed or it is evaluated into 3.4, okay, at the compile time only. So that will save the running time or the runtime process. So in the constant folding, it is constant, this is constant folding, where we are actually computing the value 3.14 for the 22 divided by 7. So next technique we will see about the constant propagation. Now next technique is constant propagation under the compile time evaluation. So what we have in the constant folding, that means these constants are basically computed. Here in the constant propagation, what we are going to do, whichever values that are assigned, that means this variable are assigned with some constant value. Look at the example, pi equal to 3.14, radius equal to 10. So these constants declared or variables declared, but some value is assigned to them, some constants are assigned to them. So at the compile time only, the multiplication in this particular formula, that is pi into 10 into 10, and so the value will be 3.14 into 10 into 10. So 314 value will get computed and assigned to this variable area of circle at the compile time only. This is the concept. So this will save the time. At the running of code, we will simply put the value of area of circle as 314 instead of getting into the computation of pi into radius and radius again. Okay, so two techniques are there, constant folding and constant propagation. Now let us move to the next technique. It is called as variable propagation, or it is also called as common sub-expression elimination. So in many books, common sub-expression elimination term is used. It is also called as variable propagation. So what do you mean by propagation? Propagation can be like linked with a term called as repetition. That means it is coming again and again. So if the expression that has been already computed before and appears again in the code, it is called as common sub-expression. That means its appearance is repeated. It is called as common sub-expression, and we have to eliminate that common sub-expression. This is what this technique tells us. So in this technique, it involves elimination of such common expression. Such redundant expressions are eliminated that will avoid the recomputation of them. So if that, suppose that expression is of less constants, less variables, that means some less amount of time is required. But consider if lengthy sub expression is there, so obviously much time will get involved or gets wasted due to its computation repeatedly again and again. So once it is computed, that result can be used in its repetitive occurrence or whenever needed basically. So compute one time and use it whenever it is required. So look at the code here. So before optimization we have c equal to a into b, x equal to a, and d equal to x into b plus 4. So instead of having this x, what we can do, we can simply replace the value of a. We will not involve into this x equal to a assignment. Directly a into b value is already computed, so a into b value is already computed, so we will not waste time into computation of x into b, because x into b will generate the same result that is generated already by a into b. So here c value that determines a into b, it is already computed, and here also we are assigning a to x and multiply that x indirectly a into b. So a x into b is nothing but a into b. So do not compute x into b, simply compute a into b and use it. That is what the elimination of common sub expression. One more example is given here. So you can look at the redundant expression, that is 4 into I. So it is unnecessary, it is introduced, no need to compute it again and again because it is already computed at the first line. So just remove such expression, remove such statement, and reuse the result that is already computed at statement number 1. So this is about the variable propagation technique. Next is dead code elimination. I have already mentioned a term called as dead code. So what is the meaning of dead code? When a particular statement or when a particular variable is not used in a subsequent part of the code, it is called as dead code. It is not used basically. So we have to eliminate such dead codes, such dead statements. So when basically dead code appears, the variable propagation, that means previous technique, it always leads to making some assignment statement into dead code. So certain assignments which are not really useful are generating the dead codes, and we have to eliminate or we have to remove these dead codes. So the statement of the code which either never executes or unreachable or their output is not used, it is called as dead code, and we have to eliminate it. So just understand what is dead code, which never gets executed, which are unreachable or their output is not used. So we have to remove it. So let us see an example. So code before optimization: I equal to 0 if I equal to 1, a equal to x plus 5. So you have initialized I equal to 0 and you are checking condition with I equal to 1. So ultimately this statement never gonna execute it, because I value is 0 equal to 1, it is false. So there is no use to keep such control flow statement over here. Simply use I equal to 0, and you are not going to use these statements, you are not going to have this kind of block executed ever, because I is set to 0 value. So simply use I equal to 0. This is called as optimization. One more example is presented here similar to this: c equal to a into b, x equal to a, and d equal to a star b plus 4. So simply you are assigning x to a and you are using again a into b. So why to assign this x equal to a? This is purely not required. So eliminate such statement and simply keep your statement sequence like this. So this is called as dead code elimination. Next is code motion or the code movement. I have already mentioned about this. What is the code motion or code movement? So in this particular technique, the movement of the code or the execution of code, transferring some values, updating some values are involved, and we need to optimize this. So basically this code motion and code movement occurs in the loop. So it is very essential to note down how many times the code present inside the loop is updated or it gets changed, because that really matters because when you execute the loop, the code inside the loop gets updated or changed. That means we have to make updates into the registers, we have to make changes into the memory locations. So ultimately it related to the execution time. So just see, the code present is really valuable, it is really necessary to be kept inside the loop or not. If not, remove from the loop and keep it outside of the loop. That is the way of optimization. So that will avoid the unnecessary execution of that code again and again, because as I said, with each iteration, with each execution of that loop, we need to make update into the value of the expressions or of the variables. So this will lead to the wastage of time. So just avoid this placing of a code inside the loop which is not required, or these statements are not necessary inside the loop. So here you can see the example. For loop is there, and x equal to y plus z, a of j equal to 6 into j. So the running variable, it is nothing but the j, and here x equal to y plus z is there. So this j value, or the condition of j, or the condition variable or update of j, are not making any effect on x equal to y plus z. This expression will get computed, will compute the value of x again and again by adding simply y and z. So x value is not going to change. We are not observing any changes into the x. Since x is used into this expression, this expression can be kept outside the loop, and x value can be taken inside the loop. So in the optimization, after the optimization, we can have this expression outside the loop, and simply there is update in the array index of a as 6 into x into j. J value is continuously changing, so the a of jth location can be updated regularly, but keeping this statement inside is not required, so we have taken that statement outside. So this is called as the code movement, or the loop optimization, okay, to be precise. One more example is presented. Look at the value of a equal to 200, then while a is greater than 0, b equal to x plus y. So this b equal to x plus y is not at all required. Not x value or no y value is used in the further statements. However, b is used, but b can be computed once and it can be used. So b equal to x plus y. If a mod b equal to 0, printf %d a. So this b equal to x plus y is not affecting this statement. It can be kept outside. Last code optimization technique is induction variable and strength reduction. So what is the meaning of induction variable? So with induction variable, we can have the shorthands basically. So the induction variable used in the loop for the following kinds of assignment: I equal to I plus constant. So I equal to I plus 2, I equal to I plus 1. So these kind of updates when made into I value. So at that time, induction variable can be used. We will see the example. And the secondly, the strength reduction. So the meaning of strength reduction is, instead of using high strength operator, replace those high strength operator by low strength operator. That means achieve the same result by simply replacing high strength wala operator by the low strength wala operator. So what this technique tells us, we are basically reducing the strength of expression. That means the high strength operators are removed and low strength operators are introduced, and we are keeping the result of expression same. Simply replacement of operator is there. That means strength is lowered to some extent, because the high strength operators needs a lot of complicated procedure or the process to compute the result, whereas with the low strength operator, result can be computed in a very shorter way, or in a very simpler way in a short time. So the example we can see here, a into 2. This is the example of induction variable. So a into 2, this is multiplication operator is used. We can replace this by simply introducing the plus operator. So multiplication is higher or the high strength operator, whereas plus is low strength operator. So a into 2 can be replaced with expression a plus a. Here in this case, how we can reduce the strength: I equal to 1 while I less than 10, y equal to I plus 4. So in this while loop, we are having an expression which computes the value by using multiplication operator. So multiplication operation involved repeatedly, less than 10 means some 9 times we are using this. So it basically looks like very simple for us, but for machine it is very complex one, since the multiplication operation is there. So what we can do, we can introduce a temp variable and we will change this expression without affecting result by introducing some low strength operators. So we have introduced a temp variable equal to 4, then assign that t to y and t equal to t plus 4. So in this way induction variables are used. Okay, so some assignments are changed like this, induction variables are used, and the strength of the this expression is also reduced by introducing low strength operator, that is plus. So in this way induction variable and strength reduction can be utilized, can be like combined, and which will optimize the given code, and how, just by replacing the high strength operator with the low strength operator. So that's all in this session. So we have seen total 5 techniques of the code optimization. In the next video we will see the peephole optimization technique. Thank you so much.